Okay, this is a video of my 4 Bulova Accutron watches. I started off with one of these things and now I have 4, and they are a little on the expensive side. However, I really like them and I picked out ones that I really like. This is my first one. This is an Accutron Space View. I'm not sure if it's an original Space View. It might be a conversion. Basically that means they take a regular watch, say like that one, and they take the dial off and put different hands on. This is a 214 movement. This one, unfortunately, it has a little problem. The battery died in it one time, so I replaced the battery. It was fine. And then about a year later, it died again. And it was using the AccuCell battery, so I'm like, okay, the battery has a little bit of a shorter life. It wasn't even a year, it was like 9 months later. And because it's those batteries have a little shorter life. But I'm like, okay, whatever. Place the battery in it again, and it worked, but it was erratic, and it would keep time, then it would stop and start. And I'm not quite sure what's wrong with it, but I took the battery out of it for a little while because I bought the Bulova Precisionist, and I started wearing that. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take the battery out of the Accutron just because I'm gonna store it for a little while, and it wasn't running 100% correctly anymore. And I don't know what happened to it. I think I whacked it or something at some point. It damaged something in there. I'm not sure if it's got a problem with the electronics that drive it, or if one of the coils is bad, but it does not hum anymore. Which means basically it doesn't do anything. And I know I can put a brand new battery in it. It doesn't work. I even put a 1.5 volt battery in it, which is, it's not adjusted for that, but just to test it. Took the battery from this one, put it in there. And I'm like, yeah, that's not working too hot. So, it doesn't do anything. So I took the band off of it for now. I'm going to get it serviced. And I know the index wheel and stuff is fine, because if I tap on the side of it enough, the second hand starts to move. And basically that's just resonating. The tuning fork is resonating. If I tap it enough, the second hand will move. It doesn't move a lot at once, but that it does index. The wheel is indexing and the second hand does start to move. But this is from 1966. Space View. Very nice watch. I'm gonna get this repaired at some point. For now, I took the band off of it and put it on this watch. I'll get a new band for that at some point, and a new band for this one. Here's my one I was wearing daily. This is an Accutron 218 with the date. This one is accurate. Yeah, this actually was presented to somebody in 1973. So I'm gonna just cover that up. I do want to change the backing on this at one point, but I have to find a gold backing. But I don't really care. This one is a 218 movement. See the infamous sweeping second hand, just like an electric clock. This is the other one. This is actually my third one. This is my first, this one is my second, this one is my third, and this is my fourth. This is a Bulova Accutron railroad approved watch. This is this one I believe is a 14 karat gold case. This one's a 10 karat gold case. And it runs well, as you can tell. It has the 12 and 24 hour thing on it. Okay, I got interrupted. Anyway, so this is Accutron 214 movement. Same as what's in the Space View. Railroad approved watch. Story about these is they're for the time they're the most accurate watches around. Here's the backing. This one's from 1966, and they were accurate enough to be used in the railroads as an accurate time reference because they were not affected by temperature change and movement and position. Because they weren't using a balance wheel, they were using a tuning fork and an escapement essentially, instead of having a balance wheel and an escapement. Or actually an indexing system, not an escapement. This one here This one is my new favorite, or one of my favorite. Honestly, I really like this one. I love that one too, but this one's really nice. This one's probably my favorite. Day and date, Saturday the 24th. Blue second hand, glow in the dark, little dots. Black dial. The tuning fork logo on the back of the second hand. I'm wearing this one recently. Bulova, this one's from 1973. No, 1969. Sorry. M9 is 1969. The other, this is a 218 movement. The other 218 movement's from 73. So that's the original crystal and the original band. However, it was just serviced. Here's what they sound like. Try and get this one, sound of this one. Hold on. The last two were actually a little quieter. The blue one is actually the quietest out of the three. This one is the loudest. Get a good sound of it. Yeah. And honestly, you can see the second hand is a continuous sweeping, like an electric clock would be. It does not tick at all. That is the smoothest second hand you'll ever see. Aside from an electric clock, or some of the early quartz clocks have a continuous sweeping second hand. Look at that.